Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry, episode 6. So last time we finished up the first trial, George's trial. He passed it with flying colors, right? And yeah, he was so determined to win, he even defeated his own mother, Ava. So let us continue, and I guess we're gonna start Jessica's trial today. Let's do this. As usual, this year's family conference was getting bogged down. Everyone had decided to cool their heads for a moment, and a short break had been agreed upon. The four siblings could say whatever they wanted, but Natsuki and Kirie, for example, were outsiders and found it difficult to speak freely in this sort of atmosphere. A conference where you aren't allowed to say what you want can be tiring even as you just sit there quietly. Even Kirie couldn't help letting out a deep sigh. This was the second floor hallway of the mansion. Rudolph wanted to be alone during the break, so she had felt like doing the same, and had drifted up the stairs to reach this place. Kirie's expression was less tightly controlled than when her husband was around. She wore a tired look that she didn't often show. Don't tell me this is gonna be Jessica's opponent. Come on. She pressed her cheek against a cool window glass. I need to regain my spirit and support my husband. Even if I'm not allowed to speak, that's the duty I've won.
誰?
Jessica. She suddenly sensed another person, turned around to look behind her, and saw Jessica standing at the other end of the hallway.
あら、ジェシカちゃんじゃない。ゲストハウスに行ったんじゃなかったの？
ちょっと本を取りに自分の部屋へ戻ってたんです。
そう。ゲストハウスに戻るところ？
はい、そうです。
嫌な雨ね。風はだいぶ強いのかしら。
今は比較的弱いみたいです。
As Kirie looked out the window, Jessica watched her back, looking agitated.
キリエおばさん、ごめんよ。運がなかったと思ってくれ。
So is it random? So now it's her versus Kirie? Your bad luck to blame? Dude, Kirie I think is the scariest out of all the ladies in this island. Yeah, I don't think it's bad luck. I mean, you have bad luck, Jessica. Are you gonna win against her? We'll see.
ジェシカの運命のルーレットはキリエを選んでしまったわ。
どうするんだいジェシカ。ルーレットはキリエを選んだけど、それを拒否して再びルーレットを回すのも君の勝手さ。試練に捧げるのは誰の命でも問わないのだから。
Jessica wasn't like George. George had willingly chosen Ava to be his sacrifice, to signify his separation from his old life so that he could step into a new life and married to Shannon. However, Jessica hadn't thought of any particular target, so she had left it up to the roulette of fate. That was no exaggeration. She had walked around at random, imposing a rule on herself that the first person she met would be chosen as her sacrifice. And so the roulette of fate had brought her to Kirie. Of course, there was nothing forcing her to keep that rule. However, Jessica didn't want to break a rule she had once made. Even though she was participating in a demon's game, she still wanted to cling to this one last virtue. Right now, she could attack that unprotected back. But Jessica still wasn't able to fully resolve herself.
どうしたの？何か私に話でも？
Noticing the strange distance, Jessica was standing at Curie, turned around. That unprotected back was already gone. Jessica realized that her hesitation had made her lose her own first chance. She had taken on this demon's game to prove her love for Canon. However, would it really be okay to sell her soul to the demons for the sake of love? She had energetically consented to this demon's game, not wanting to let George, who had already taken an open-minded view of the situation, get any more of a lead on her. But her heart still wasn't ready.
キリエおばさんにこんな質問、まずいかな。
何？ジェシカちゃんが私に質問なんて珍しいわね。答えられるものだといいんだけれど。
実は私、好きな人がいるんです。
あら、そうなの？
Okay.
それは素敵ね。まさか恋の相談なの？
そんなところです。
いいわよ。私でよければ力になるわ。
ありがとうございます。実はそれで、
まだ片思いなの？
いえ、そこから両思いになりたてって感じのとこです。ただ結ばれるには試練があって。
試練？何それ？
私たちともう一組の恋人たちがいて、争わなくちゃならないんです。
三角関係？
A love triangle. Oh. Honestly, I think this fits Kyrie as well. Because, yeah, for Kyrie, for her, like, she was not the first one, right? For Rudolph. Asumu. Or, yeah, I mean, I guess you said she was the first one. But then Asumu swept in, right? And then married Rudolph. But Kyrie, I guess, maybe was still Rudolph's, like, side mistress. Something like that. So I guess you could say that this connects to Kyrie. Yeah, this love triangle, or them fighting like Shannon and Canon, or sorry, Jessica and Canon versus Shannon and George, right? You can say it relates. Yeah, it kind of connects with each other.
それとも四角関係？複雑そうね。それで？
勝った方の恋人同士しか結ばれない。そういう複雑なことになってるんです。つまり
嫌な話ね。相手を踏み台にしてしかどちらも成就できない恋なのね。
はい。自分たちが結ばれれば相手が破綻します。そして逆もしかりです。
質問の趣旨が大体分かったわ。こういうことでしょ？人は幸せになるためにどこまで他者を踏み台にすることが許されるのかでしょ？
Yes, Kyrie was very smart. She had already guessed the question that Jessica wanted to ask most.
戦わなければ自動的に相手が勝ってジェシカちゃんたちは負けになる。しかし戦って勝てば相手を破綻させることになる。 どちらも嫌な話ね。でも聞くまでもなく答えは決まっているわ。
はい。
Kyrie giggled. If she wasn't willing to stick to her love until the end, and then that would show the limits of their relationship. If that were the case, she should just let the other pair of lovers win. However, if this was a love she couldn't abandon, she couldn't abandon her chances at victory either. So she had no options other than to fight. In the end, Jessica's hesitation was caused by guilt, over forcing the others to split apart as the result of her inevitable decision.
やっぱり私は甘えているでしょうか。
そうね。甘えてるわ。
でも自分たちが結ばれるために誰かを踏み台にするなんて、そんなの辛いです。
じゃあジェシカちゃんは恋のお相手を諦める？
それは
断言するわ。その方が辛いわよ。地獄を這うことになる。生涯ね。
A hardness had entered Kyrie's gaze.
私は6歳だったから当時は何もわからなかったけれど、遺品の中にお母さんの手記があったわ。
Okay.
それは日記のようなものか。どちらかというと随想録ね。日記よりももっとアバウトなものよ。亡くなってすぐにそれを見つけて読んだけど、その意味を理解できるようになるには長い時間と私の成長を待たなければならなかったわ。なるほど。キリエの夫婦仲についての悩みが記されていたというのか。あれは完全にお母さんの呪い帳よね。
A book of curses.
その中身は6歳の私がずっと漠然と感じていた疑問を次々に表解させてくれたわ。
When I was 6, it seemed as though my parents were very close and had no problems. And though I thought it odd that Oni-chan lived separately, even though he was in her family, I accepted it as the way things were.
アスムのことは知らなかったのか。お兄ちゃんが誰もいない時に話してくれたような気がするけど、小学校前の私にそれが理解できるはずがない。だって写真すらない相手よ。お母さんはアスムさんの写った写真のすべてをお兄ちゃんに送って、家の中には一切残さなかったそうだから。
Wait, Mom had sent all of the pictures with Asumu-san in them to Oni-chan, leaving none behind in the house. But yeah, honestly, Asumu, who else? Kinzo's wife? Basically their grandmother, right? Yeah, we haven't seen their faces. Are they gonna even show them? We'll see. To NJ and to Butler, who only rarely came home, Kyrie smiled and never faltered. If she hadn't written her thoughts in that notebook, NJ would probably never have known them. Since his school days, Rudolph had been particularly popular with the girls, a typical playboy. Be bold, over the top, yet still just a little bit gentle towards women. I mean, I guess we could see that from Rudolph, right? He probably kept that formula for being popular with women inside his head. In their attempts to win Rudolph's favor, several women tried various seductive tricks. Rudolph probably enjoyed that part the most. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Since the beginning, a love had been a game to Rudolph. He never thought of it as a trial and error process to find a single life partner. He would intentionally spark jealousy between women, lap up their compliments, and revel in the harem. He may be my father, but he was an awful man.
でもお父さんも同時に媚びへつらう女の子たちをきっと見下してもいたのね。そんな中に自分の価値観をしっかりと持ち知性を見せるお母さんは目立って見えた。
それすらもルドルフの目を引きたいキリエの知恵かもしれぬがな。
かもね。お母さんはいろいろな意味で頭が良かったから。
Like the other Oshinomiya siblings, Rudolph had strong ambitions and lofty goals. Under the mottos of if you can pull it off, you're golden, and as long as no one finds out. He would alternate between setting up businesses that were borderline swindles or illegal, then running away. I've heard that in his college years, he was already making use of the talent, thinking up shameless projects and cleverly making money through the panic selling of party tickets. So much so that he could brag about carrying a wallet full of 100 or 110,000 yen notes all the time. Many women fell for his charisma in being the man responsible for these radical projects, as well as his thick wallet and generosity. It would be a lie to say that Kirei wasn't one of them. However, what made Kirei different from other women was that she could support Rudolph as a business partner. I mean, Kirei was groomed, right? To be pretty much ahead of her own family, so yeah. Rudolph would make a large-scale party successful, unable to hide his laughter at this massive, easy profit. The women would surround him. Among them, only Kirei was calm and composed. She could point out several ways that income and expenditure could be improved upon, and could even lay out a proposal for the next project.
そうしてルドルフにパートナーとして次第に認められていくわけであるか。
男子厨房に入るべからずっていうように、女もまた財布に入るべからずって空気はあるわよね。女はおごられて当たり前。男の出す1万円札をどうやって捻出しているかは野暮だから聞かない、知らない、興味もない。
キリエは金に対する価値観が男性的であったということだ。
Rudolph noticed a treasure, or a true treasure, in this part of Kyrie. He knew exactly how much hard work it took to get just one of those 10,000 yen notes. Somehow, inside of him, he had looked down upon those extravagant women who never even considered the efforts he had undertaken. Of all of them, only Kyrie had possessed the same sharp financial intuition as Rudolph. Every time he thought of a new plan, he would talk to Kyrie about it, work out the kinks, and make it succeed. In this way, Kyrie steadily worked her way up until she was the number one of Rudolph's large group of followers.
でも、お母さんだって女。他の女たちにちやほやされてるお父さんを見て、心が安らいでたかどうかは疑わしい。
ナンバーワンよりオンリーワンの方が良いというもの。
そういうこと。お母さんはお父さんの右腕として活躍しながらも、その陰では狡猾に他の女性を切り離していったわ。お母さんの恋の成就はもはや時間の問題だった。
アスムはいつからいたのか。
ルドルフさんの取り巻きの一人よ。いいえ、取り巻いてさえいなかったわ。ただのファンの一人だったわ。
She was just one of his fans.
話したことはあるんですか？
もちろん、私は彼女のことをよく知ってるわ。ルドルフさんがアスムさんの名前さえ知らなかった一番最初からね。
Before Rudolph's son even knew her name. But the thing is, why did Rudolph marry her though instead of you? Like in the first place, right?
あの子もきっと頭のいい子だったのよ。狡猾だったわ。私は頭の良さで目立とうとしたけど、彼女は全くその逆で目立とうとしたの。
頭の悪さで？
庇護欲のかきたて方がうまいって意味よ。こびてイチャついてくる女たちの中で、彼女の仕草の一つ一つが派手な女たちに触傷を起こしていたルドルフさんには目立って見えたのよ。
Yuri still acknowledges the mistakes she made in letting Asumu and Rudolph get too close. Kyrie had thought that taking the role of Rudolph's business partner meant that she would have him all to herself. And that might have been due to her pride. And it might have been her arrogance as she tried to eliminate the relationships between all the other girls and Rudolph. Perhaps she sometimes tried too hard as a business partner, putting too much pressure on him regardless of the fact that it was justified. Bit by bit, Rudolph had started to need a woman who could stay quiet and soothe him, without making him think about anything complicated. That woman was Asumu.
私は冷酷で知的、合理的で経済的。カルネアデスの船板のような状況があったら躊躇なく相手を蹴落とすわ。そんなパートナーがあの人にはふさわしいと思っていたから。
Okay. So yeah, very different. However, thought that ruthlessness had made her reliable in the business side of things. It might have disturbed Rudolph deeply, outside of business. At some point, though, Rudolph still acknowledged Kyrie's skill. He began to yearn for a quiet, warm acceptance. Asumu had satisfied all of those conditions. She would never talk about anything complicated. Even if he did, she would just shake her head to say she didn't know. However, she would care more for him physically than anyone else, quietly putting a blanket on him and staying by his side until morning.
確かに私はビジネスのパートナーの座を手に入れた。
But then Rudolph found the actual wife, or actual partner, I guess, from Asumu.
しかしいつしかルドルフさんには心を癒してくれるメンタルのパートナーが必要になっていた。私は愚かしくも知的を自称しながらそれに気づけずにいたわ。
それでルドルフおじさんはアスムおばさんと結婚を？
ええ、そうよ。取られたの。
She stole him away by sleeping with him.
たくさんの女をはべらしていたもの。今さらどこの女と遊んだって情を移すような人じゃない。それにあの人にとって女なんて遊びでしかなかったもの。だからこそ私は体以外を武器に自分の存在を示していた。
慢心だな、女として。
間もなく2人は解任するわ。アスムさんはそれをすぐにお父さんに打ち明けたけど、お母さんは逆だった。
身重になることがビジネスパートナーの座を揺るがすことになりかねないと恐れたのだな。
当時のお母さんは食が細くて体調不良とか当たり前だったみたいだから、解任に気づくのも随分遅れた。
気づいたのは
アスムさんとお父さんが電撃入籍をしてからよ。 お母さんはその後に妊娠を知ってアスムさんやお父さんを揺さぶろうと随分暗躍したみたいだけど。
It was after Asumu suddenly moved into Dad's family's register. Mom learned about her pregnancy after Dad and plotted several times to split Asumu-san and Dad apart, but
アスムさん、あんなにぼんやりしてそうなのに。
she was smart.
ルドルフさんを加え込んだら話はしない。
She didn't let go.
だから何ですか、どうぞお引き取りくださいですってよ。バス一つ乗るにも怖い怖いと縮こまってたあの小娘がね。あの時悟ったわ。本当に狡猾だったのは彼女だったってね。そうよ、乗り物恐怖症だってルドルフさんの気を引くための嘘だったわ。ごめんなさい、こんな話を聞いてもつまらないわよね。
あ、いえ。
せめて私の産む子だけでも認知させたかったわ。ルドルフさんもそのつもりはあったみたい。病院もきっちり手配してくれたし、アスムさんの出産が近づいても海外しく私のところにも来てくれてたっけ。
He made sure there was a hospital waiting for me, and even though Asumu-san was close to giving birth herself, he gallantly came to see me.
もはや向こうが本当の奥さんなのにね。ひどい人だわ、ほんと。
I mean, yeah, he was playing two girls at the same time, or two women, I mean. After that is a tale I can't bear even to tell. Both Asumu and I had the same delivery date. And yet her pregnancy had meant her marriage, where mine was completely meaningless. I swore to bring up my child well and have Rudolph-san acknowledged it. The fight between Asumu-san and me ended with my loss. However, I wasn't down for the count. If I could make my child excel far more than Asumu-san's, if I could make it fully acknowledged by Rudolph-san, I would be rewarded. That's what I believed.
しかしキリエの子は死産だった。
ええ。アスムさんにはお兄ちゃんが生まれた。しかしお母さんからは誰も。
Maybe, we'll see.
お母さんのせめて第二夫人の座に残りたいという最後の希望は絶たれた。
Kyrie had fallen from being his partner to being his second wife. And then, unable to give birth to the bond of a child, she tumbled down to being merely his mistress. I can't imagine how much she must have hated Asumu and that kid, Butler. I mean...
そんなのをお首にも出さず、お母さんはお兄ちゃんとも親しげに接してたわ。
I mean, would act friendly towards Butler just because to show face, right? But deep inside, Butler reminds her of Asumu. So yeah, you could say that she doesn't want to look at Butler.
ショックだった。あの優しいお母さんがお兄ちゃんにそんな負の感情を持っていて、それを隠し仰せてたなんて。
憎かったであろうな、バトラーが。
100%. 100%.
でしょうね。
I mean, she did say this though, right? When she was facing one of the 7 stakes on, was it the 3rd chapter, right? Yeah, the way she was speaking there. She was saying that, yes, when she looks at Butler, she is reminded of that woman, Asumu.
もし死産がアスムさんで、お母さんの方がお兄ちゃんを出産していたなら、何か歴史は変わっていたかもしれない。もしもそうだったなら、アスムさんと離婚させて。
I mean, if that was the case, then maybe Anje wouldn't be born, right?
自分と再婚するようなシナリオを描きたい と思ってたみたい。
I mean, I don't know. What I said is wrong. What I said is wrong. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. No, I had it wrong. I had it mixed up in my head. Yeah, sorry about that.
それも随想録にか。
ええ。だからこそそれは随想、妄想。涙で濡らしたシーツの端を噛みながらのお母さんの怨嗟。
後悔は一点だけ。
One thing I regret.
解任ですか。
違う違う。私のおごりだけよ。ルドルフさんはもう私のものだから絶対安全。
I mean, yeah. Rudolph is yours.
あんなアスムなんていう小娘に負けるわけがない。
I'll never lose to that Asumu kid.
彼女がバスや飛行機でギャーギャーわめくとき、私はその手配と経費を適正に処理できた。
I was capable of properly managing the arrangements and expenditures for them.
だから私は一番ルドルフさんに信頼されているとおごり高ぶっていた。
Then imagine that you are planning their vacations, the money they spent on their vacations. And it was, or it is supposed to be you, right? It's you that's supposed to be doing that with Rudolph. Damn, I mean, that really hurts if you're Kiria in that situation.
恋って育むって言うでしょ。
But I guess in her mind, yes, as she said, where is it again? I was the one Rudolph's son trusted the most. So even if she was doing this, right, all this stuff, like for the benefit of Asumu and Rudolph, in her mind, yes, as Rudolph is telling me to do this, that means that Rudolph really trusts her still. And for her, that was enough. And her saying this, that they say love needs to be nurtured.
はい。
So that love that she's giving Rudolph, I mean, still is gonna nurture in the future. And then, yeah, when Asumu was gone, she became his wife, right? Or yeah, that happened.
間違ってないわ。二人で水をやり、世話をして育む。
Like she waited for her time. When it was her time now, yes, she got it.
そして最後に結実するのが愛という実なの。知ってる？結実して終わりじゃないのよ。愛を収穫しなきゃ恋は成就したことにならないの。
収穫って？
それはジェシカちゃんが考えなさい。実らせても収穫しなきゃ傷んで腐ることもある。虫がたかることだってもちろんあるわ。いいえ、それどころか盗人が現れてもぎ取っていってしまうことさえもね。ジェシカちゃんたち若い子の恋愛観は育むところで終わってる。それは甘いわ。愛を収穫しなきゃ恋は報われない。
愛を収穫。
それは一見愛し合う二人きりだけの問題に見えて、そんなことはないのよ。だからいつ収穫しても自由なんていう先延ばしは盗人に機会を与えるだけ。苦労して育てた実が翌朝にもぎ取られてなくなっていたら、昨日のうちにめんどくさがらずに収穫しておけばよかったと後悔するはずよ。辛いわよ、その後悔は。地獄を這うわよ。
You'll regret that he didn't choose to harvest it the previous day instead of complaining. That regret really hurts. It'll make you crawl through hell.
私は幸運よ。その地獄が18年で終わったから。だからもう 私は自分を間違えないの。あの人は私のものよ。もう逃がさない。手放さない。そして主に感謝する。
I'm lucky my hell ended after 18 years, so I'll never misjudge myself again. That person is mine. I won't let him get away. I won't let him get out of my sight, and I'm grateful to my master. Okay,
その機会を与えてくれて。
for giving me that chance.
絶対にあの人を諦めないという絶対の意志に奇跡が応えてくれたんだわ。
My certain willpower in not giving up on that man, no matter what, was answered with a miracle. But now, or by now, Jessica was speechless and didn't even urge Kyrie to continue. The true form of love that Kyrie was telling her about was far, far more harsh than anything she had imagined.
今の私はルドルフさんを私のところにつなぎ止めるためなら何でもするわ。
I mean, you could say she's obsessed with him, right? Yeah.
そしてルドルフさんの敵には一切容赦しない。
Like she loves him and then obsessed at the same time.
あの人が望むならば私は人殺しさえも躊躇しないかもしれない。
If he wished it, I might even hesitate at murder. Oh my god.
18年目にしてようやくその決意を持ったからこそ絶対の意志が奇跡を私にもたらしてくれたんだわ。
Was it a miracle? What miracle?
奇跡はね、それを自ら成し遂げられる者のところにしか現れない。
No, is the miracle she's saying that they got married, or yeah, Asumu's death? Is that the miracle? I guess. I mean, I guess you could say that because it benefited her, right? Asumu's death had not been a murder of any sort. However, Kyrie had constantly cursed her and hoped for her death. So this is the miracle Kyrie was talking about, that Asumu died. Okay. And finally, on the 18th year, she had built up the determination to kill her with her own hands. And she actually had gotten herself a blade to do the deed with. Ugh. That was when the miracle had occurred. Do you want a woman like this would kill for you?
アスムおばさんが亡くなったことが奇跡。
違うわ。
Wrong.
そんなの全然奇跡じゃない。
Wait, did you actually kill her?
だって彼女が死ななければ私が殺していたもの。つまり彼女は必ず死ぬ運命だった。
She was gonna die no matter what. Damn. If she didn't die on her own, Kyrie would have killed her. I mean, yeah, you could see how crazy she is, right?
奇跡なのは彼女が死んだにもかかわらず私が自らの手を汚さずに済んだ。
The miracle is, even though she did die, I didn't have to get my hands dirty.
この一点に尽きるのよ。
Until now, Kyrie had never shown Jessica. No, she had never ever even shown Rudolph that glint in the deepest depths of her eyes. It told plainly and clearly that romance and love are not the sweet and fluffy candies that young girls imagine them to be. Jessica was overwhelmed by that pressure and stunned silent, and she had to acknowledge it. This was the power of will that could make love be realized. With the force of this willpower, Kyrie had supported Rudolph as his wife. And it was the same as George's. He had already developed and proven that he had the willpower to oppose all obstacles to love between different classes. Right now, Jessica could clearly understand this was the magnitude of George's determination, which had allowed him to coldly carry out his part of the trial. Then what about her? Did she really have the resolve to make her love with Canon bear fruit, and to then harvest that fruit?
ごめんなさい。
Okay, let's take a break here. But damn, man, Kyrie. Now we can see how she really is. Like, we've always known that Kyrie is very smart. That's why she's scary, right? But now her telling her story like this to Jessica, that she would do anything for Rudolph, right? And yeah, it's love. You could say love, but it is obsession as well. Because Rudolph, he had a wife. He chose Asumu to be his wife, right? But in Kirie's mind, yeah, she would still do a lot for Rudolph, even though Rudolph didn't choose her. Right? Didn't choose her first. And then, yeah, as she's talking, love is about nurturing. And then as the years go by, she planned to kill Asumu so she could be with Rudolph finally. But then the miracle happened that Asumu died. Yeah, that is scary, man. I wonder though, could she kill... I mean, I guess she could kill everyone here. Yeah, for Rudolph. Yeah, I think she would kill everyone here for Rudolph. Could she kill NJ for Rudolph? I don't know. Where's NJ, by the way? Here. Yeah, could she kill NJ? If, for Rudolph? We'll see. I think for her, number 1 is Rudolph. Number 2, yeah, is everyone else. Rudolph is number 1 no matter what. I want to know more of her character. I mean, maybe we're gonna get more after this, but she is scary, yes. And her revealing this, it just made, I guess, her and Rudolph's character much more dangerous. Because if, let's say, what happened in the real Rokinjima, right? Because yeah, there are no bodies and all like that. But what happened really there? So maybe they're the ones, not technically them. What I mean is maybe they had a fight, and then yeah, these two. Like, could you see Ava like killing the other people? I don't know. We don't know, right? And then Ava, right? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, for the culprit, for example, I actually want to know what happens then. But maybe we could say that Rudolph and Kyrie had done something there as well. Like, maybe not kill everyone, but they definitely maybe could have killed someone at least. And knowing her personality like this now, yeah, I think I'm 100% sure that they could have done something on that incident that day, right? Let's say the culprit, I mean, the culprit obviously had done something, but we're gonna find out, right? Come on, can they actually tell us now, or sooner? I mean, maybe in the next episode what really happened in Rokinjima. Yep. Because I don't think these two, Kyrie and Rudolph, would just die easily. Yeah. I don't think they would just die. Like, for example, they just get, what? They got shot, they got stabbed, they got staked so easily. I don't think so. I don't think so. They're far too dangerous. Maybe Kraus, Hideyoshi, Natsuhi, Ava, maybe they could have much more easily died. But these two, I don't believe that they could die so easily in a real life situations. Right? Yep. Like, I think she's too smart, too cunning. But we'll find out. But yeah, that was a very, very interesting conversation with her and Jessica. I didn't expect that. But the way she's talking about love to her. Yeah, I guess you could say that it's overwhelming. I mean, it's overwhelming for Jessica. Like, for Jessica, she just, yeah, her and Kanon pretty much just started, right? And then Kyrie is saying this to her. Like, she wanted to kill the other person so she can be with Rudolph. So basically, yeah, so what they're saying is, or what she is saying is, if Jessica wants to be with Kanon, she has to do everything and anything just to be with him. Because yeah, in Jessica's mind, she's kind of hesitating, right? Because yes, if they win, George and Shannon cannot be together anymore, correct? So what Kirei is saying is yes, do anything and everything for your love. If you want that person, go for it. Kill George if you must. Defeat him if you must. If you need to win, yes, do anything, do everything. And then Jessica's overwhelmed with all this, with the conversation there. But that was really good though. Seriously, that was really good. But anyways, yes, we are gonna continue this and do more of Umineko When They Cry, episode 6 in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.